What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian.
Brian brought over the latest release from Bardstown Bourbon Company. You already filmed a short sharing some initial thoughts, but we decided that this would be a cool review video.
Right. Yeah, when you do a short, you got to condense all that down into a minute, so
Right.
Don't get a whole lot of time to think about it. And it has since aired out a little bit since, so hopefully that lets it open up. But this bottle came out. It is a high wheated bourbon. It's 39% wheated, and then it's 106 proof. So it's got a little bit of a higher proof to it. I think it had an age statement.
6 years.
6 years is what I was thinking, but
yeah,
6 years.
Yeah.
And then it's got 53% corn and 8% malted barley.
Okay.
So kind of a unique blend.
Yeah.
I don't know of any others that have that same in that category.
Yeah, that's a pretty high wheat in the mash bill. So that I'm pretty excited. I like wheated bourbon myself, so I think this would be pretty cool. I was reading that the barrel entry proof on this was 108. So this is almost foolproof. So
yeah. That's interesting. I wonder why they took it down 2 notches.
yeah, I don't know.
I guess it must be something in the taste profile that they liked.
Sure.
So
let's go in for a nose here. So you definitely get kind of like that wheated, like grain, kind of grassy grain kind of thing.
And then
There's definitely an oak presence.
Baking spice or definitely a good oak smell to it.
The oak kind of trudges on fresh cut and old. I know sometimes I characterize it as fresh oak, but it's almost like fresh oak, but a little bit of refinement to it.
Yeah, I remember getting a little bit of a vanilla the first time, but I'm not. It's not as prevalent as it was.
I get a slight vanilla. It's almost buttery.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe buttered up some wheat toast, I guess.
Yeah.
Smells good.
Yeah, it's definitely got a good nose.
Yeah, nothing off-putting. Let's go in for a sip. That does have I remember you saying that this had a spice character to it, and it definitely does have a spice character to it.
It's real strong initially, and then it kind of dies out.
Yeah,
it's real velvety in your
yes,
and it's got like a chocolate hint to it.
Yeah. It's not overbearingly chocolatey.
No.
And that proof, it's kind of delayed.
Mm-hmm.
At the front of the palate, you don't really get much proof-wise.
Right.
And then it kind of just zips right there in the back and kind of gives you a little bit of a punch. This is my first sip of the day.
Well, I wanted you to talk first because I wanted you to see how you reacted to that spice.
Yeah.
It's a punch.
Yeah, it really heats up. I would actually say that maybe I could be convinced it's got a rye characteristic to it, even though there's no rye in it. And I wasn't expecting that.
Right. And it could translate into you thinking that this was more like 120 proof if you didn't know exactly what you were drinking.
Yeah. That's
it's
definitely another. Now the second sip, that proof dies off, and it doesn't burn as much. Sorry, folks. We film in a garage, and I hear the cicadas out there.
It's the season for cicadas.
That's right. And that chocolatey note comes up the second sip, and there's this nice. It'll just sound funny just because it's bourbon. There's a really nice caramel note that's not overly sweet, rich caramel, but it's there.
You know, when the chocolate covered cherry, there's it's not the cherry, but it's the cream in between.
Yeah.
It kind of has that creaminess.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, that's a really great way to put it. And I think one thing we didn't mention was this is going to become part of their Origin series. Yeah, Origin series is their own distillate. It's going to be part of their standard offerings, and MSRP is $49.99.
I think $49.99. I got it for $48.99, so I saved $1 off.
All right. Thank you, Keith.
Keith always treats us well. Keith always sets us up. Actually, I was really worried that this one was going to fly off the shelf, just being the new from Bardstown. I got there in plenty of time to get my bottle, but I was a little worried when he set it out earlier in the day. I couldn't get away from work, but I was able to get it. Again, it's in that same bottle that they use typically for everything, which is just a beautiful look.
Yeah,
it's classy. No matter where that sits on your bar, on your shelf, or whatever,
cool.
it just looks cool. and you know you're going to be getting a good product.
I really like this.
Yeah, I mean
I'm a fan,
Mhm.
big fan.
Yeah, it's definitely.
How do you think this compares to the bonded wheat?
It's the spiciness of it is really kicked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite of the Origin series. So, but I would think, honestly, I think I like this better.
Yeah.
So
you get a touch more proof, and it's very unique. So the nose has kind of evolved a little bit to way more of a bready note, kind of bakery kind of thing. You know, you walk into a bakery kind of smell. I really dig that because I like bakery. I like baked goods. Who doesn't like baked goods? And I think after the first sip, I think it drinks below its proof point.
Right. Yeah, the first one packs a punch, and then after that, it just gets real velvety and smooth, and
the mouthfeel on it is really good.
Which, I mean, wheated are typically going to be a little sweeter profile, so I mean, it definitely lends itself well to that. But it's got a uniqueness to it that not all wheated bourbons have. I think it just kind of you don't just get one element out of that; you get multiple elements out of that.
And towards the back, a little part of the finish, there is a bit of a grain, as expected. I think wheat's a little bit more. There's a little more sensitivity to a graininess, so to speak. But man, I do like that.
And a little bit of a dryness, like a chalky type feel in your mouth.
Sure. One thing I'll mention is I was reading that Bardstown is going to be putting out around the holidays an Origin series kind of sample pack. Okay. So it's going to have the wheated bonded, the bourbon, the double oak rye. Something's taking over the set, folks. They're going to have the bourbon.
Double oak rye.
That's what it said. I've never had that. I didn't even know they made that.
Maybe that's something new.
Maybe that's going to maybe that's going to be something new. So, and there'll be 50 milliliter bottles. MSRP's at $35. It's a little high, I thought, for 50 milliliters.
Yeah. Oh, for the tiny tinies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. But I think it would be a cool gift, though.
Right. So, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. So, Mom, if you're watching, Erica, you're watching. No, Erica doesn't watch these videos, that's for sure. But all right. Well, thank you for bringing this by. I think that this is a buy. It should be readily available.
Right. Soon. It may not be in your area yet, but it's going into mass production and being sent out and mass distribution, not production. It's already been produced. But now they'll be getting it out. And like I said, it hit our town last week. You should see it showing up on the shelves anytime.
Yeah, it came to us a little ahead of schedule. So
normally Indiana's way behind. So we got this one early.
Maybe it's our proximity to Bardstown. It's only about an hour and a half. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to end this episode the same way that we always do, and that is when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.